I've always felt nervous when traversing a volume. Even those with not much of an angle to them always make me feel I could slide off at any moment. I've decided to construct a slab trainer to help boost my footwork confidence next. Here's a rough sketch of the trainer I want to construct. It's basically a sheet of wood, wedges to hold it up at an angle, and planks of wood that will sit on the ground. The sheet of wood on top will be hinged to the planks of wood on the ground. I'll start by cutting to size the plywood sheet that I'll be using as the surface I'll be practicing on. I felt a practice surface area of 12 inches by 48 inches would be large enough to train on. I'll also sand down the edges and surface to prevent splintering as much as possible. The painting to come later will also prevent the wood from splintering. But the other half of the plywood sheet, I can create the supports that will be attached to the back side of the platform. These supports will keep the platform raised to a default 30-degree angle to start with. Raising the platform to a steeper angle will require spacers to be added under the supports. I used Google to get the formula to calculate the lengths of the sides that are at a right angle to each other. For reference, the formula is the longer length divided by the square root of 3 to get the shorter length. For this project, the longer length is 12 inches and the shorter length calculated to 6.928 inches. I've mounted the triangles off camera. It's a simple process of gluing and screwing them into the platform. I used 3 4-inch long flathead wood screws to secure each triangle to the platform, then let it sit for 24 hours for the glue to dry. Before doing any further construction, I'm going to paint the texture onto the platform so I can test how the texture feels at 30 degrees with both pairs of my climbing shoes. Since painting is pretty self-explanatory, I'm not going into detail about how I painted most of the trainer with some spare spray paint I had around the shop. To add the texture to the training surface, I'll roll a thick layer of paint onto just the middle section to start. While the paint is still wet, I'll sprinkle the sand on so it'll sink into the paint to create the sandpaper-like surface. I waited about 2 hours between working on sections of the platform. The reason for texturing the platform in sections was to keep the mess of the sand under control. If you have a bigger work surface, you could probably do the entire platform at once. With the entire platform textured, I rolled on a second coat of paint, like a blanket, to keep the sand from easily chipping away from the first coat of paint. I let all of that dry for 12 hours, then sprayed a coat of clear over the entire platform, letting that also dry for 12 hours. I'm having second thoughts about my original idea for adjusting the angle of the trainer. I had thought of a hinged planks mechanism, but now I'm thinking that's a lot of wood to add on for something so simple. For now, I'm going to use lumber under the triangle to raise the trainer to steeper angles. When I figure out a more permanent solution, I'll make another short video of what that is. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. That's all I have for now, and I will catch you in the next video.